Hello, dear aquarist. You see in the background what I selected, which I had taken one of my trips to Africa. And of course, sharing you today an African fish, a fish that comes originally from Nigeria. Yes, no zebras were there. This is filmed in Zimbabwe, but still gives me nice souvenirs of my trips to Africa because I'm also concerned as a fish doctor about the health of African fish. And in this case, it was about the rope eel, the reed fish, which is well, how can I say, fish that can be susceptible to certain diseases and particularly to bacterial infections. This is my case 254 on the rope eel or the reed fish. That's the common names of the scientific name Erpetoichthys callabaricus, the callabaricus rope eel. Details on fish diseases, prevention, diagnosis, and treatments available in my books. The link is below where you can purchase them in different languages. And the rope eel was presented to me with cloudy eyes. You could see here the eyes are cloudy. Well, we know then there is something affecting the eyes, could have been also damage. So you need to do a proper examination of the body of the fish and look at the history. You see here the cloudy, dirty eyes. You see some red mouth here. So we go more in detail. The mouth is completely bloody red. We open it here. So, and the gills are completely red in here, very heavily red color. We took some scrapings from the skin and we could see those colonies, black spots of bacteria. Those are not pigments, those are typical bacteria, which are very tiny little balls here with tiny bacteria inside, tiny black spots moving. The reed fish here shows very red bloody gills. This is not normal looking gills, should be nice orange red, but not so bloody red. That means there is a systemic infection. The blood is infected also of the fish. We could see the internal organs. When we opened that rope eel, we saw bloody red organs. We pulled out here the gut, which is completely bloody red, which is not normal. We saw that the organs, the spleen, and the right here, the liver had a lot of macrophage centers, MMCs, which means that the organ is reacting to an infection. And in this case, certainly bacteria played a role. Also, the gut was completely with blood reaction, how can I say, inflamed, left and right. So that's not healthy looking. So try to look at the first signs when you have a case like this. The first fish who shows this kind of, well, cloudy eye, you suspect that you have to take some serious actions. And the cause might have been the handling during transport, poor transport, or the handling before transport, during collecting or shipping, of course, or bad water conditions, poor quarantine procedures. So quarantine is very important for this kind of fish. So learn about quarantine through my practices that I teach on my Patreon channel. Quarantine helps a lot of preventing of fish diseases. Here, in this case, you could treat with an antibiotic like oxytetracycline, which is normally a good one for wild fish, like this rope eel is wild. And at the same time, you can help with functional fish food. Granulates from Dr. Bassleer biofish food can be touchy for this kind of fish that doesn't like to eat granulates. That's why we have cavar, which is a very attractive food for that helps the fish to learn to eat granulates. So cavar is good for these kind of wild fish like long nose also, or discus that's coming from the wild. You try to introduce with cavar. That's because it has a high palatability. You also can try to feed with fuco because that helps controlling bacterial infections. Fish diseases, diagnosis, prevention, and treatment available on my website. I am teaching on quarantine, like on this wild African fish. I teach about quarantining these fish on my Patreon channel. So I thank you for watching with the zebra fish in the background and that you care about your fish. Yes, I appreciate you watching my videos because it means you care about the health of your fish. Subscribe to learn more. Here is the subscribe button below. Thank you.